Hello, this is Camo Kid 1SS, and today I want to demonstrate how to sharpen a hawkbill or karambit style, karambit, however you want to pronounce it, blade. A lot of people on the internet are kind of confused and kind of, well, it's hard sharpening a hawksbill or karambit, and it is a little bit more difficult, but if you have a little bit of technique and a little bit of practice, it's not really that much hard, it's not really that much more difficult. If you have a Gerber bench stone or regular Arkansas rocks or stones, it can be done, but it's not what I like to do. It just really won't fit up against the blade. And see how you have that gap? I'm not sure if you can see that. It's just not really made to do that. And so I would recommend getting something smaller like the Spyderco triangle sharpener. This isn't a triangle sharpener, it's just a part of the set, and it has the serration side over here. I use this to sharpen serrations, but if you turn it over, it's a flat side, and now you can fit every single part of the blade and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you'll get it sharp. It's just having this wide stone, it makes it a little bit harder to do it the right way. And I don't really recommend the larger stones for sharpening hawksbill. It can be done, but I just don't recommend it. But another thing is, I like to keep my factory edge as long as possible. And when you have a sharp knife, a sharpening steel really doesn't sharpen a knife, but what it does, it refines the edge, and it like that, like the Spyderco sharpener. You just do it like this, and it'll stay sharp. These things are the most wonderful tool as far as sharpening knives I've ever seen. Is when you have a sharp knife, you can keep it sharp, and as long as you don't abuse your blade, and as long as you don't go forever without sharpening it, you'll have a sharp blade for a long time if you just use this every time you cut something. When you come home from school or work or college and you've cut something that day, go ahead and pick up your sharpening steel and sharpen it like that.
Can you do it in slow motion? Alright.
And I also have a, you've seen it before, the Ringer 2 knife. It's also a karambit or hawksbill, if you will, style blade, and just that simple, slow motion. And it's a pretty good to work knife. We've explained before how I can keep it in my hand, and if I have to grab something, I still have my blade to use. That's pretty cool. One more sharpener. I don't really recommend these, but they do work. And if you're out in the field and you do need it, it's a Smith's. I'm not sure what model it is, but it has a carbide and a ceramic side. The carbide is for core sharpening. It'll take off a bunch of steel. You'll ruin your knife if you just use that. But here's the finer side, and this is all you got to do. And it also works on the cold steel side. You just slide it through like that, and it'll get it pretty sharp. I do recommend that if you're out in the field and this is all you have, hey, it'll get it sharp.
And it's portable.
Yeah, it's portable. You stick it in your pocket. It'll fit on your keychain with the lanyard hole. But after you sharpen it with that, I go ahead and make a finer edge and go ahead and use my sharpening steel again to get it really fine.
Show them the other feature on that Smith.
The Smith sharpener, it folds out, and then you can also sharpen. It's kind of coarse though. I don't really like to use that because it takes off too much metal and it doesn't really get it sharp. But if it's a dull knife, go for it. And it also that part is to sharpen serrations. It's another upcoming video we'll have to show you, just getting you interested. I don't really recommend it, but you can get that thing in there and sharpen them serrations. And again, on the Spyderco serration sharpener, you see the grooves. You see how it's humped over? That's fit for most of any serrations out there. The K-bar, Spyderco, Benchmade serrations, those cold steel serrations, it'll work, but it's really not made for it. And all you do is you fit the serrations up in there, and you slide it back and forth, and then you touch up on the back like that. It takes a long time, but it'll get it done. I want to go ahead and do a couple cuts on the paper just to demonstrate. See if I actually